Have you ever noticed that some men, even after 40, look stronger, bigger and more muscular than ever? It's not magic or perfect genetics. It's strategy. And today you're going to find out what are the only 5 exercises you really need to transform your body without abusing your joints. And I'm telling you that the 5th exercise is one that very few people train, and it brings many benefits. We are not selling smoke here. Everything you're about to learn is based on science, real experience, and the goal of making you look and feel amazing, without risking your health. So, if you're committed to your progress and want to train smart, subscribe now, turn on the little bell, and get ready to see real results, even if you're just getting started. Because, let's be honest, if you're past 40, or even 50, you know that your body doesn't recover the same way it did when you were 20. Joints creak more, aches and pains last longer, and spending 2 hours in the gym every day is no longer a realistic option for most people. That's why, in this video, we're not going to show you an endless routine with 20 different exercises. Instead, we're going to focus on what really matters. 5 exercises. Just 5. But they're not just anything. They're carefully selected movements to stimulate the muscles that have the most impact on how you look. Your posture, the width of your shoulders, the shape of your torso, and that visual effect of more muscular that many are looking for, even without having a huge body. Best of all, these exercises will not only make you look good, they'll also help you move better, stay strong, and avoid injury. Because after 40, working out is no longer just a matter of aesthetics. It's an investment in your quality of life. And if you do this right, believe me, you're going to be amazed at what you can still accomplish. We start with one of the most powerful, complete, and underrated exercises by many, the deadlift. This movement isn't just lifting a barbell off the ground. It's the foundation for developing real, functional strength and an imposing appearance, especially over 40. Why? Because it activates multiple muscle groups at the same time. We're talking glutes, hamstrings, lower back, mid and upper back, trapezius, forearms, and even your core. In just one repetition, you're doing what others need 3 or 4 exercises to achieve. But the best part is this: by activating so much muscle, your body releases a greater amount of anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, which accelerates muscle mass gain and fat burning, even when you're done training. The result? A more solid, dense, masculine physique and presence. But of course, all this only happens if you do the move correctly. Here's the perfect step-by-step execution. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. The bar should be over the middle of your foot, no further or closer. Bend your knees and push your hips back, keeping your spine neutral at all times. Imagine that your back forms a straight plank. Grab the bar with a prone grip, both palms down, or mixed grip, one palm down and one palm up, if you need more security. Before you take off the bar, engage your core, squeeze your glutes and stabilize your shoulder blades. Push off the ground with your feet and lift the bar while extending your knees and hips. The bar should brush your shins, rising in a straight line. When you reach the top, do not push your pelvis forward. Just straighten up, without hyperextending your back. Come back down in a controlled manner, reversing the same path. Don't let go of the bar all at once. Deadlifts don't just build muscle. It also improves posture, strengthens the lower back, something crucial as the years go by, and trains your body to move better in real life. Carrying bags, lifting objects, taking care of your back when you bend over. From an aesthetic point of view, develop that back that many routines forget. It strengthens your glutes, widens your back, and gives density to your torso, making you look stronger and more complete from any angle. Now, if you're past 40, there are 3 mistakes you should avoid at all costs. First, never round your lower back. That curvature is the shortest path to injury. Always keep your spine in a neutral position. Second, don't lift more weight than you can control. Start with a moderate load. The key is not how much you lift, but how you lift. And third, if you have lower back discomfort, you can start with a friendlier variation, the trap bar deadlift. This tool changes the angle of the body and reduces tension in the lower back, allowing you to strengthen without pain. Another option is the Romanian deadlift with dumbbells, focused more on the hamstrings and glutes, with less axial load on the spine. Remember, at this stage of life, you train with intelligence, not ego. A well-executed deadlift not only transforms your physique, but also your quality of life. The second exercise on this list is a classic, and for good reason. Pull-ups are, without a doubt, one of the most effective movements for developing a wide, powerful, and visually stunning back. If your goal is to achieve that famous V-shaped body, with broad shoulders and a narrower waist, this exercise is an absolute must. When you do pull-ups, the main muscle is the latissimus dorsi, that big muscle that runs along the sides of your back and, when well developed, gives your torso that athletic shape that is visible even with clothes on. But not only that, you also intensely activate your biceps, forearms, and core, which is responsible for stabilizing your body during movement. Beyond the aesthetic impact, pull-ups improve your posture, strengthen the middle and upper back, and help prevent lower back pain, something that has become increasingly important over the years. So this exercise is a gem both for how it makes you look and how it makes you feel and move. Mind you, it's a challenging exercise. Lifting your own body against gravity isn't easy, especially if you haven't trained in a while or if you're just getting back into the swing of things. But don't worry, there are ways to progress without injury and without getting frustrated in the attempt. The basic technique is as follows. Hang from a bar with a prone grip, that is, palms facing forward and hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. From that hanging position, inhale deeply, activate your core and begin to pull your body upward. The key is to bring your chin over the bar, tightly contracting your lats and bringing your shoulder blades together slightly at the end of the movement. Then lower slowly and in a controlled manner, feeling your back muscles stretch. That part of the descent, the eccentric phase, is essential to generate muscle growth stimulus. A common mistake is to swing your legs or propel yourself with your body. This not only detracts from the effectiveness of the exercise, but can also generate unnecessary tension in the shoulders. Therefore, it is better to do 4 clean reps than 10 with poor control. Quality over quantity, always. Finding it too difficult to do a full pull-up? No worries. You can start by using an elastic band for assistance, attaching it to the bar and resting your feet or knees on it. This reduces some of your body weight and allows your arms and lats to progressively strengthen until you master the full movement. Another great option, especially if you have shoulder discomfort, is to change the grip to a neutral grip, palms facing each other. This variation is usually kinder to the joints and is just as effective for working the back. And here's an essential tip: don't neglect your warm-up. Before stepping up to the bar, spend a few minutes activating your shoulders, shoulder blades, and rotator cuff with mobility movements and bands. Pull-ups require good mobility and control, so arriving prepared can mean the difference between steady progress or avoidable injury. Finally, if you've mastered pull-ups, you can take them to the next level by adding weight with a weighted belt or vest. But only do this if you can maintain perfect execution. Because remember, the goal is not just to lift more, but to stimulate the muscle safely and efficiently. Pull-ups are a true thermometer of your relative strength. Mastering your body is one of the greatest achievements you can make at any age. And if you do it right, you'll notice how your back widens, your posture improves, and your physical presence is completely transformed. We now move on to one of the most effective exercises to sculpt the front of your body and achieve an imposing presence with or without a shirt: the incline dumbbell press. When talking about having a strong and aesthetic chest, many think only of the flat press. But the real visual difference is made by the upper portion of the pectoral, and that's precisely what this exercise works on. A well-developed upper pec enhances the line between the chest and shoulders, improves torso posture, and creates that lifted chest effect that brings elegance, firmness, and visual volume, even in men who are not extremely muscular. In addition, for men over 40, the incline press has another advantage. It's more shoulder-friendly than the straight barbell press. The slight incline of the bench, between 15 and 30 degrees, reduces stress on the shoulder joint, helping to prevent common discomforts and injuries such as tendinitis or subacromial impingement. Now, let's go to the correct technique. Sit on an incline bench and lean your back against the backrest. Make sure your feet are firmly on the floor and the dumbbells are at chest height, with your elbows slightly open but without exaggerating the outward rotation, so as not to overload the shoulder. From that position, Push the dumbbells up until the arms are almost fully extended, but without locking the elbows at the end of the movement. At the top, contract the upper pectoral with force. Then slowly lower the dumbbells until they are near or slightly below chest level. Controlling the lowering is key. That eccentric phase stimulates deep muscle fibers and promotes further development. A great advantage of using dumbbells instead of a barbell is that you can adjust the angle of the grip according to your anatomy. If at any time you feel discomfort in your shoulder, try turning your wrists slightly inward in a more neutral grip until you find the most comfortable position. Also, the range of motion is greater with dumbbells, allowing you a deeper stretch and a more complete contraction of the muscle. From an aesthetic standpoint, working the upper pec is what gives the chest that rounded, full, and well-defined look like that of bodybuilders, but in a natural, proportionate, and accessible way, even if you're not looking for extreme bulk. And from a functional standpoint, the incline press strengthens not only the chest, but also the anterior deltoids and triceps, which translates into greater strength in thrusts and better stability in the upper body. On top of that, it is an ideal exercise for those who do not have time to train each muscle separately. By involving several large muscle groups, it produces a powerful stimulus with less total training volume, which is perfect if your recovery isn't as fast as it used to be. In summary, the incline dumbbell press is one of the smartest moves you can include in your routine if you want to show off a firm, strong, and visually dominant chest, without compromising your joints and making the most of every minute in the gym. We come to the fourth exercise, one of the most underrated but absolutely essential if you want to achieve a broad, athletic, and well-proportioned physique: the pulley lateral raises. This exercise is focused on developing the lateral head of the deltoid, the muscle located on the side of the shoulder. Why is it so important? Because it's in charge of giving that rounded, broad, well-marked shoulder appearance, which automatically makes your waist appear narrower and your torso more powerful, creating the V-shape that so many men seek. In addition to its aesthetic value, strengthening the lateral deltoids improves the stability of the shoulders, one of the most mobile and vulnerable joints in the human body. This becomes even more important after 40, when preventing joint injuries becomes a priority. Now, why use a pulley and not dumbbells? The great advantage of the pulley is that it provides constant resistance throughout the entire stroke, from the beginning to the end of the movement. This means that the muscle works in a more sustained manner, which generates greater stimulus and better development with less load. To perform the pulley lateral raise correctly, set the pulley to its lowest position. Stand sideways to the machine and hold the handle with the hand farthest away from the machine. Keep your feet apart in a stable posture, your abdomen contracted and your spine straight. From that position, raise the arm laterally until the hand is at shoulder height, without shrugging the shoulder toward the ear. The focus should be entirely on the lateral deltoid contraction, not the trapezius. Then descend in a slow, controlled manner, resisting the pull of the pulley. This eccentric phase is key to stimulating muscle microtears, which, when repaired, generate growth. An important detail: the wrist should be kept in a neutral position, as if you were pouring water from a glass, but without exaggerating. Excessive twisting can compromise the shoulder joint. Another common mistake is to tilt the torso to the opposite side during the lift. That offset detracts from the effectiveness of the exercise and can alter your posture. If you struggle to keep your body stable, lean with your free hand on the machine or your waist. Posture is everything. As for the speed of execution, the ideal is to go up in 1 or 2 seconds and come down with the same control. Remember, it's not about lifting more weight, it's about feeling and controlling the muscle you're working. And you know what's best. Well-developed shoulders not only improve your appearance, they also reduce the risk of injury in other pushing exercises like the military press or chest press. So if you want broader shoulders, better posture, more symmetry, and a real athlete's body shape, don't underestimate this exercise. Pulley lateral raises may seem simple, but they are a powerful tool when done with intention, technique, and consistency. And we close out this list of powerful form with an exercise that many overlook, but can make a huge difference in how you look: dumbbell shrugs. This move targets a muscle that rarely gets the attention it deserves: the upper trapezius. If you compare two men with similar body frames, you'll notice that the one with well-developed trapezius muscles looks stronger, more imposing. He even looks taller. And that's no coincidence. The trapezius not only adds volume to the upper torso, but it also enhances the shoulders and neck, giving your physique a commanding presence, especially when you're wearing tight t-shirts or shirts. But beyond the visual, a strong trapezius improves posture, stabilizes the cervical spine, and protects the shoulders during other movements. This is especially important after 40, when neck and shoulder pains become more frequent due to loss of strength in this area. Dumbbell shrugs are simple in execution, but as always, technique is everything. Standing, hold a dumbbell in each hand, with your arms hanging at the sides of your body. Place your feet shoulder-width apart, keep your abdomen contracted and your spine in a neutral position. From there, raise your shoulders toward your ears, as if you were trying to touch them with your trapezius muscles. Contract hard at the top for a second, then slowly lower, feeling the muscle stretch as you return to the starting position. It is essential to keep your arms fully extended throughout the movement. Do not bend your elbows, as this transfers the work to the biceps and reduces the stimulus on the trapezius. Also, do not move your torso or make turns with your shoulders. The movement should be strictly vertical, up and down, with the body straight and controlled. What matters here is not lifting the heaviest weight in the gym, but isolating the trapezius with precision and moving it consciously. Unlike machines or the barbell, dumbbells offer greater freedom of movement and allow you to adapt the position of your hands according to your anatomy. They also help you correct possible imbalances between the right and left sides, something very common in men who have trained unilaterally for years. Do you have neck discomfort or stiffness in the cervical area? Strengthening the trapezius with well-executed shrugs can help you not only look better, but also feel more free of tension and pain in your day-to-day life. In short, this exercise is the ultimate key to completing a visually strong, functional, and symmetrical physique. Add dumbbell shrugs to your routine and get ready to notice how your posture, neck, and back are completely transformed. And there you have it. 5 exercises. Just 5. But if you do them with good technique, consistency, and the right approach, they can completely transform your physique after 40. More strength, better posture, a more muscular, functional, and attractive body, without abusing your joints or wasting time. Now, there's one thing that may still be sabotaging all your results. The most common training mistakes most unknowingly make. If you want to avoid them and make sure your progress doesn't stall, click on the video you see on screen now. See you there, and God bless you.